Hi everyone, this is Bev, Clarkovision, and quick CD update video. I said the word quick there, my goodness. Right, quick CD update video here. So I've had a bunch of CDs come in the last couple of weeks and a few records, but I'm still waiting on one or two coming in, so I'm going to keep the vinyl for a separate video. So I'm just going to show 5 interesting and possibly somewhat not as well known, more underground, obscure, cult kind of bands, perhaps from the 80s, except for the first one I'm going to show, which is a much newer band from this century. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 bands to show here. As I say, one of them is a much newer kind of traditional heavy metal, and the rest are from the 1980s. And really good stuff. So we're going to get started with the first one, and it comes in a card slipcase thing, which is a little bit on the tight side, which is why I've started to pull it out already. So the band are called Black Soul Hoard. Now this is not their debut. They have released, or is it their debut? I can't remember. I've got their Bandcamp page up here, and I know no, it might be their debut full album. They have, is that? Or they might have something else. I'm not 100% sure without going back and checking it out. But I brought their Bandcamp up to briefly just remind myself of what they kind of describe themselves as. So, Black Soul Hoard. And this album is Horrors from the Void. It's a 2021 release. The band are from Greece. Yet another excellent band out of Greece, from Athens, and their Bandcamp does describe them as classic heavy metal attitude, with new wobble and doom epicness and melody. Also influence from the occult, the Norse and epic mythology. So there you go, kind of new traditional metal done with the style and respect to old school metal, traditional metal. And this is a really excellent album. Kind of stumbled across them again just randomly while browsing the net and YouTube in places, and liked what I heard here. So a really excellent stuff here, and I don't know if it's partly, it's got this vinylstore.gr, which is just down the bottom there, here, vinylstore.gr. Now, I've got somebody who's entered it on Discogs has put that down as the record label, but when I look, it's actually a online record store where you can buy music from Greece, you know. I'm not so sure if it's an actual label or not, so I'm going to say it's an independent release, maybe with the support of these guys behind them. I'm not really sure, but regardless, it's out there, and they have a Bandcamp. You can also pick it up through Sonic Age Music. That's another online store from Greece. So yeah, excellent, and it is what it says. It's kind of a bit epic with traditional metal traits, a little bit of Maiden kind of here and there in places. I think you tend to get that with a lot of bands. Who isn't influenced by Iron Maiden, you know? Lyrics and credits there. No actual pictures of the band, but so yeah, another one to check out, guys, if you're into check or wanting to discover more new stuff to sample. Black Soul Hoard and Horrors from the Void. They did form in, what was the year? This band, 2012, I think, was when they initially formed. 2012, and that one was released 2021. So on to the 80s bands now. This one might be the most well known out of them. French band Sortalish. My throat is a little bit dry here. So yeah, French cult metal. They had a cult following back in the day. They were kind of part of the underground French scene. And if I just go back and grab the Wikipedia for this band, what it says about them. They were formed in 1981. They were doing concerts around France, as you do, and they were hired as an opening act for Def Leppard on Def Leppard's French tour. So there you go. So that would probably be, I don't know, 1983-ish, maybe. The Pyromania tour, perhaps. I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, so this is Sortalish's debut release. It's their EP from 1983 that they put out, and initially it had 5 tracks and was released obviously on vinyl. This is a CD reissue, and it's been reissued by Black Legion Records, who are apparently a Peruvian label, so this is a Peruvian pressing, I believe, and it contains a bunch of bonus tracks which you can sort of see, hopefully, which are demos from 82 and 81, a bunch of demos. Now, according to what the listing for this release says on Discogs, there's apparently 13 tracks, but there's no sign of tracks 12 and 13 being mentioned anywhere, so I believe you must just listen to them when they come on, basically. And so yeah, I thought I'd pick this up on CD. It's obviously pretty tricky to get a hold of on vinyl these days. I had noted that bloomin' heck, my mind's getting worse these days. Merciful Metal channel. I know he's got a vinyl issue with this, so I think that's where I first saw it. And since I've been checking out some French bands recently, I went down and checked these guys out, and again, really good stuff. Classic early 80s, singing French, but really good copy to have, so I was very pleased to get that. This one is a completely new discovery for me. They just kind of randomly popped up, and I wondered what they were at first. Another band which are possibly relatively unknown. This is a Spanish heavy metal band or melodic rock metal band called Bonsai. And let me just check I get my facts right here. So these guys were apparently formed around 1981 in the Madrid area, according to the internet, and obviously Bonsai, you kind of think Japanese influenced somewhere. I don't know what, I mean, because that looks like Japanese writing here. But they are a Spanish band, and this is the self-titled debut from the band, which came out in 1983, and it's in Spanish. They sing in Spanish as well. Never heard of them before, but I sampled them on YouTube. Again, really good band. Very much that old school 80s sound. A couple of more softer melodic tracks, and a few just really good 80s metal sounding kind of stuff. Just really interesting, but different. And so I was I thought, oh, I'll hunt around and see what I can spy, and apparently the album, the vinyl record for this is quite extortionate. I think I spotted a copy somewhere and it was a couple of £100, £200 or £300, so there's no chance. And then I discovered on eBay that this was available on CD. This is a repress from 1995. It's a reissue. Diffusion, I think it is, who put it out. Whoever they are, I'm not so sure. So I was delighted to find this. However, mildly disappointed when I got it home, and when I went to check it on Discogs against the original vinyl release, the track listing was all in different order, but on this CD there's 2 tracks missing that are on the album, and it happens to be 2 of the best tracks as well, which is kind of frustrating. So I may still keep my eyes open for the record in the hope that a miracle happens and I see a copy for, you know, £2 or £3. Somehow have my doubts if it's a rarity, but again, another really good discovery. Bonsai. Has anyone else heard of these guys? Renee, if you happen to catch this one, do you know about these guys? So yeah, do check them out, guys. And it's just very plain insert. It's just printed on that side as the cover. There's no writing on. It's not even a booklet. It's just a sheet. And there is the CD. But yeah, good one to have. Quite chuffed with that as well. So 1983, Bonsai's debut. Next, this is another band. I've had it on my wants list for a wee while now, and it didn't hold out much hope of finding it, certainly on this side of the Atlantic, because it's a band from the US and they are a one and done, and it was, I believe, no, it wasn't self-financed. I think they did get a record label to release it for them. Just bring up their window here. I think it was released by RCE, not RCA, but RCE Records or something like that. However, they reissued it recently on CD. So this is the band in question. This is a band called M16, and they are out of New York. And they formed around, when did they form? If I just... Now, according to Encyclopedia Metallium, they formed in 81. According to the booklet inside here, they formed in 1983. So there is the CD, and there is a booklet in here, and it's let me just check. This album was originally released in 1988. And this is the 30th anniversary reissue, so it's a 2018 reissue on Prog AOR Records and Diamond Rocks series. That is the back cover, so there's the band there. And it says at the top here, M16 were one of the great unknown American melodic metal bands of the mid-80s. So they shared the stage with bigger acts like Rat, Armored Saint, Wrathchild America, etc, etc, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So remastered and re-released. And briefly in here, were formed in 1983, it says here, yeah. And MCE Recording Studios is where it was recorded. So yeah, I don't know if that's... Anyway. So obviously the vinyl, the 1988 vinyl, which is out there, is pretty much non-existent in this part of the world. I think you're more likely to find this in America. So when I found out that there was a CD reissue, I decided to grab a copy from Music Magpie. Have some, I think, places like Amazon and that might have it as well. But Music Magpie had a decent price for it on eBay. So that's where this one came from. And the title of the album is Locked and Loaded. So yeah, and it's a really good, it is a little bit more on the melodic side, more like kind of Pretty Maids and you know, these kind of bands, Dokken, that kind of idea for this band. So it's pretty decent. So I'm just glad to have a copy of the album now on CD. So that is M16 from the States. 1988 with Locked and Loaded. And the last one, the other interesting thing is none of these bands are German either, which is amazing because I've got loads of stuff from Germany, but no, none of them are from Germany in this video. Final one is apparently, it is supposedly been talked about in various places over the years as one of the best kept secrets in heavy metal from Canada, because this band is a Canadian band. They're from Quebec, and apparently this has been dubbed as one of the best heavy metal albums ever recorded by any band. And so anyway, the band is Deaf Dealer. I guess you can make up your own mind about that if you go and listen to this. Deaf Dealer, and this is their second release. They did have a debut before this, obviously, Journey into Fear. Now the interesting thing about this album is the material was all written in about 1987 and was due to get released in 1988, but it never happened for various reasons. There is, again, this is a nice reissue done through Cult Metal Classics, and it's on a wee slipcase thingy. It's the back cover, you get the tracks on there, and yeah, another jewel case. Apparently the artwork has been it's new artwork for the album, well, because I don't know if they had an original artwork or not back at the time, but I guess this is what is released now. So yeah, Cult Metal Classics got a hold of this, and I think it was initially, I think there was an unofficial release put out in 2003 somewhere, you'll see it on Discogs, but officially I think its first release was about 2015, 2014. And this is a new updated version done, released in 2021. I don't know how well you can make that out. Of Journey into Fear by Deaf Dealer. And this is really good, I have to say. I don't know if it's one of the best heavy metal albums ever, but it's certainly very good stuff. Again, it's the kind of traditional, old school 80s heavy metal, you know, just this classic heavy metal. And a little bit of the epic in there, but not too much, I don't think. Just elements here and there. And again, you've got you've got a nice booklet with band history, which will tell you about the band's history and why, you know, what happened up to the build up to this album being released and how it never came to be released, etc. I think you could call it politics in the music industry, perhaps. A bit of that and stuff, you know. You can buy it yourself and read it. So yeah, and you've also got lyrics and pictures of the band members here as well. So excellent stuff, nice quality reissue. And again, just another one I discovered while browsing. So yes, again, more classic 80s metal that never got to see the light of day in the 80s. But thankfully it's now been released. Really good quality sound and everything. You know, it was recorded in a studio, and well, I think it was recorded in 2 studios actually, partly in, was it Toronto, and partly somewhere down in Florida, if I remember correctly. I've read loads of these little booklets and I'm trying to not get confused with each band. But they originally, when they formed, were known as Death Dealer, and I think they changed their name to Deaf Dealer. And they disbanded, and when they reformed, I think they are now active again, but are known as Death Dealer again. As well, just to confuse matters even more, but whatever. So do check it out, guys. Check out all of the bands I've just mentioned here, because it's worth your while. So yeah, that is my new pickups. All good stuff from the 80s and 2021 from Black Soul Hoard. So yeah, that is a lot for now. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you're having a good week. It's getting closer to the weekend, so I'll see you all in another video. Take care and bye for now.